Okay, right now take a look at this. Right, we have enhanced risk. Let's feel weather tonight across portions stretching from northwestern Texas going to northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas going to Mississippi. Mostly gonna be a damaging wind threat, although we could be seeing a few tornadoes as well, especially overnight. Going to your late overnight hours, and then an isolated hail threat as well. Um, so it's enhanced risk for tornadoes. Really, it's gonna be just north of the Alexandria area, southwest of Jackson, going to southeast of Shreveport, and then from Dallas all the way through Shreveport, going into Jackson, we have a significant wind threat. So anyways, take a look at this. Let's take a look at so we can definitely see the boundary seems to be a tiny bit over just to the north really of just to the north of the Dallas Fort Worth area. Tell me where those line of storms are. And let's take a look at 500 millibars real quick. And right now we see a tiny bit of a positively, we see a very positively tilted trough over the four corners. And so yeah, right now pretty westerly 500 millibar winds. And that low level jet not looking too good right now. That's probably going to likely strengthen throughout the night, overnight hours, of course. So it's safe to probably assume. Take a look at the hodograph map. We're going to be seeing some pretty straight hodographs. And yeah, we are. Time is some veering in the curvature in the lowest 3 kilometers, but not really too much at all. Let's actually take a look. Let's take a look at This is from Dallas Fort Worth. See, a tiny bit of some curvature in the lowest 3 kilometers will get the job done, but pretty moist layer going up to around 3 kilometers. Solid quality of moisture, decent 0 to 3 kilometer capable. Although there is a tiny bit of some inversion just above, a tiny bit of that elevated mixed layer, but steep lapse rates of loft. So don't. But that cap remains to be a tiny bit stubborn. Also, we have a tiny bit of that, tiny bit of I don't know, but definitely decent amount of clockwise veering, but tiny bit of a southwesterly low level jet could vect a tiny bit of some of that dry air, but I think really this moist layer is. Don't think quality of moisture is an issue at all, especially when you. So apparently none of these other soundings are gonna really work. So yeah, okay, we're gonna go card real quick. Okay. So this is from Shreveport. Definitely same time of a dew point spread, of course. Pretty decent amount of veering. The lowest few kilometers. Not too much instability, although I think that's gonna improve with time. Oh, never mind. We got to work. Anyways, photograph is pretty small right now. Pretty large dew point spread, but I mean, moisture is gonna probably get increased with time as we get that stronger warm air advection. If we'll see out west. So pretty straight hodograph. That's really what we've seen. Although tiny bit of curvature will support tornado threat, and as we see a tiny bit of a low level jet increase overnight, then then we'll be seeing a tiny bit more of an increased tornado threat. Thus, which is a reason why we see that we see that 10% area. So, anyways, I think right now we're seeing. Take a look at radar. See a tiny bit of some ups. Pretty messy. Across much of northern Texas so far, and that's gonna probably continue to head off to the east. But a few severe thunderstorm warnings just north of Denton, 6 miles per hour winds, and then another one and severe thunderstorm warning actually for Denton for just ball sized tail and 60 miles per hour winds. Let's see, take a look at echo tops. Definitely see reaching around 45, 46 kilometers up, even further north around 47 or 50,000 feet. Take a look at vertically integrated, and you can definitely see quite a hail core over New Fairview. This is around 9 minutes old though. See how this is going right now. This is, I think, probably some large hail. It's probably possible even farther north into Crum. But we see a particularly intense hail core right there, especially spotted with that lot more increased lightning activity. Further north has it, but take a look at velocity. I don't think it'll be showing much though. Nope, not much. It seems like we might have time to have some of that inflow going in, or not actually, but out ahead, decent inflow kind of into the storm, and I think these storms give them and a pretty well defined outflow boundary right there, I guess. So yeah, let's take a look at VWPs actually. We're gonna take one from Dallas, and let's see what's going on with and you're definitely seeing pretty decent VWP to say the least. Definitely seeing that varying in the low 3 kilometers. That was Louisville jet just over 30 knots, around the 1 kilometer. Clockwise veering the low 3 kilometers. And then pretty straight though after that, which is fine. Storm relative felicity in the low 3 kilometers, 335 meters squared per second squared, 35 0 to 3 kilometer shear, 25 knots lowest kilometer with 235 storm relative felicity in the lowest kilometer. You get that ample instability. Either way, you're gonna get a hail threat given decently strong shear around 60 knots in the lowest 6 kilometers. So pretty good to say the least actually. And that's definitely a favorable wind profile for maybe a tornado pop up if storms are able to be surface based or are able to realize the hail environment and in a strong shear environment, and maybe rotate a tiny bit more. So let's take a look at a few soundings actually, just around 12Z, I guess. Probably the storms will be, take a few soundings. Actually, let's take a look at our wind. So tomorrow looks pretty interesting. Tonight we'll take a few sounds from 60, I guess. Take a look at storms will be probably over whoops, will be probably over. Yeah, this is contaminated anyway. So, but it seems like a pretty strong MCS is on the potential for a stronger MCS, and we'll take a look at 500 millibar winds. Definitely seeing a time of belt right there. Around with 500 millibar winds between 50 around 70 knots. Take a look at 850 millibars, a low level that strengthens overnight. Definitely enough really for definitely a decent tornado environment. Definitely see that pretty decent moist flare going up to around 3 kilometers at least, so that's pretty decent. Surface flow just out of the south, decent amount of veering, pretty much straight westerly though. So despite being straight westerly, with really with setups like this, where we have that stationary boundary located over North Texas. Despite that, usually you want to see westerlies, but it's more orientated parallel to the front, which of course supports upscale growth and MCS development, which is what will be happening throughout the next few hours. And the environment seems to be pretty good to be good as see really steep lapse rates in the mid levels, and really there'll be a tornado threat anyways, with that MCS within it, and just out ahead of it. We'll see how the cams show for tonight. We'll take a look at the fur, I guess. But I think there's probably some potential, as it seems like, unlike previous times, I think there's better possibility, even though it seems that lift seems to be a tiny bit more subtle than usual. Low level jet strengthens well overnight, 40 knots. Definitely enough. As you can definitely see those photographs. Decent amount of curvature with them. Yeah, we can even get a photograph map. We could. Yes, we can. And you'll definitely see those photographs are definitely definitely a good enough low level shoe right there. Just if any of the streets out ahead of it, and even embedded within the MCS, I think we'll be seeing a decent bone segments tonight. Embedded supercells within it. There'll definitely be there's definitely going to be a chance for a tornado there, just because it's really decent amount of low level shear. It's definitely ample enough for some few tornadoes. But let's take a look at the recent HER stimulated reflectivity. So don't this is probably gonna be wrong, but let's take it really with a grain of salt, and see that MCS develop just well overnight, and you can definitely see a bow echo, time of a bow echo actually. It seems more like a broken line of storms well overnight. See some supercells develop over out ahead of it, tiny bit hinting at it, but pretty fast moving line of storms. Relatively fast moving, I mean, and we'll take a look at. Guess hers only one. We'll take a. So, I think probably her is the best really at this range, even though I think really looking at models when it's ongoing is not really the best thing in the world. But we'll continue to monitor surface observations for the next few hours, and really, just one more check at moist. Take a look at surface. Temperatures are in the mid 70s. Dew points in the low 60s. Ahead of the line, low 60s, upper 50s. But I think with increased warm air advection, definitely see a 500 millibars just straight out of the south to southeast. I think if we keep staying out of the southwest and that low level jet strengthening overnight, that provides really, I think, for some decently strong warm air advection, promoting ascent, and with that, promoting maybe a few discrete open warm sectors, supercells, with potential for all hazards. So, really, apart from that's really it. And yeah, goodbye.